Okay, volume 7. No, volume 8. Get my I'm going through all of them. But this is volume 8 of the Bible story by Arthur S Maxwell. It's a 70-year-old book set that I have. This one, we're at part 2, story 3, God's Better Way. As Jesus talked with the people, he seemed to be saying, I know a better way for you to live. And if you will try to live my way, God's way, you will be so much happier. Sorry, robot. Okay. His way, of course, was the way of love. See how he tried to make it plain to those who came to listen to him. Ye have heard, he said, that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not kill, and whoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother, and as a pause, shall be in danger of judgment. Here was a new idea. It was not only wrong to kill, but wrong even to be angry, or angry enough that you're furious enough that you want to kill. And let's get back to the story. In fact, Jesus said, just calling your brother a fool is displeasing to God. And why? Because it isn't the way of love. Love is kind, gentle, polite, forgiving. Boys and girls with love in their hearts will never say or do mean things to another child, but will do and say things to make them happy. Again, Jesus said, Ye have heard that it hath been said by them of old time, Thou shalt not forswear thyself. Forswear thyself. Okay, cuss. And then it's got a pause. For I say unto thee, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Here was another new idea. The people knew that it was wrong to swear falsely, but it had never occurred to them that God might be just as displeased with ordinary foolish swearing. But he is, said Jesus, and those who love him with all their hearts will never take his name in vain like this. Now Jesus brought out yet another new idea, and a very startling one. It was, too. Ye heard that it hath been said, An eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on the right cheek, turn your other cheek. I know that part. Then it has a picture here of two little boys in 1950 dress in a pool with boats. One of them is so angry, and the other one is, and God's pointing out, well, that's the hands, is representing God, and he's pointing at the one saying you shouldn't do that, and the other one he's patting his head saying you're doing right. So that's uh, the illustration in the story. Okay, and let me get right here. But whosoever smite thee on the right cheek, turn him the other also. In other words, if he hits you on one side, just go ahead and do the other. Um, that, well, is a controversy on that, but let me leave it at that because it gets too theological and you don't need to know most of that. Okay, let me get back. And if a man shall sue thee at the law and take away thy coat, let them have thy cloak also. In other words, if they take away your coat, give them your undershirt too. And whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him twine. In other words, when someone asks you to go 1 mile, go with him further than that 1 mile. This was hard to take. No doubt many in the crowd were thinking, if I could just get hold of so and so and treat I'd treat him as he treated me. But now that but now they knew they must never think such thoughts again. God's God's better way was the way of forgiveness, of turning the other cheek, or giving the cloak with the coat, and of going a second mile. But now Jesus went still further, saying, Ye have heard that it hath been said, Thou shalt love thy neighbor, and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which dis, despitefully use you, and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. What? I can hear someone say. Did you mean to say we are to love the Romans, the tax collectors, and everybody else who tries to rob us and do us harm? Yes, said Jesus. Everybody which everybody, just as the sun shines on the good and the evil, and the rain falls on the just and the unjust, you you are to radiate love to friends and enemies alike. Some thought Jesus was trying to do away with all the old laws they had heard about in the synagogue. Oh no, he said, don't think I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. There was nothing the matter with the law. It was the way they were trying to keep it that was wrong. The only way the law could ever be kept was in the spirit of love. If their hearts were filled with love, if they loved God with all their minds and soul and strength, and if they loved their neighbors as much as they loved themselves, they would fulfill all the law asked of them. It was love that mattered most to God. This was his better way, the way to real lasting happiness. We must try to follow this better way today. Then it has two watercolors on here. Has a road on the bottom one and a man walking down it, and then a man standing looking at the city. And I'm going to show it to you. That's probably why my pinky's hurting. This is the one. of a man walking down a road. And this is the one of a man looking out at a city, out the city gates. Okay, and let's see. Let's turn the page. And just another thought. Part two. That was part two, story three. So we're going to, of course, take the break, and then we'll see the next story in just a bit. And it might be the most interesting one because let me see if it has the whole. Oh yeah, it has the whole thing. And let me see if it has the. Yeah, and it's in the King James. Okay, we'll see you in a bit.